Hello and welcome to the Wednesday news show and welcome to Innsbruck in Austria. We're here and we've been here all week. We're filming with Black Diamond, we're filming the World Championships and we're going to bring you guys loads of content, but it's Wednesday.
It's Wednesday.
It's the Wednesday news show. So kicking off with the news, we've got to start with the IFSC World Championships really.
Yeah, definitely.
You put a highlight show together on Monday. Mm-hmm. Monumental editing effort that, Hugo Pilcher, thank you very much. But if you guys haven't seen it, then go and check that out. But for those of you who've had your head buried in the non-climbing sand, we'll do a little quick recap. So, Jessie Pilz took the win for the women's lead final and Jakob Schubert won it for the men's, which means 2 Austrian climbers took the gold medals and 2 hometown climbers as well.
Hometown, yeah, exactly.
Heroes.
Hometown heroes, yeah. Jakob Schubert, as they call him in Innsbruck, and Jessie Pilz.
Yes.
I wonder where they got those nicknames from.
You were watching, I was commentating. What did you think of the finals?
I thought the women's final was brilliant, very exciting. I think some people had their issues with the time back and the routes being not hard enough or not getting the routes right.
Yeah, I think they weren't not hard enough. Well, maybe the semi-finals was too easy.
Yeah, and then it kind of couldn't divide them.
Yeah.
But then I think the final was like an amazing spectacle. The fact that Jessie Pilz went up second before last and then topped it, and that was amazing. And then Yonder Garnbrett kind of felt for her because definitely somebody, as soon as she climbed it, somebody turned to me and said the music during Yonder Garnbrett's was much slower than Jessie Pilz, and like whether that has an effect on them, I'm not sure, but definitely there's a different kind of beat to the music. When Jessie Pilz was doing it, it was quite upbeat. When Yonder Garnbrett was doing it, it was quite trancey.
But when she topped that route, when Yanya topped it, she thought she'd won. She went absolutely nuts, and I think it's been a bit weird about it. I think it's 7 seconds between them, but someone was saying it's 11, but I'm pretty sure it's 7 seconds. But tiny margins anyway. And then Jakob's win was just awesome. So he got to the same place as Andra. Yeah. But because their semi-final, they had got different scores, they could count back to the semi-final. Yeah. So Jakob took the win due to that count back, and Andra was pretty gutted, I think. Yeah,
and there was a bit of confusion in the room at the time because I think the scores take a bit of time to kind of catch up on the board. So initially he was 35, and then it changed to 38, and then it was 36 plus, as if he did the same thing. And I was filming, so I kind of maybe didn't necessarily notice exactly the same where they were. You probably saw better.
Well, we had it come up on the screen as different results, so we were just waiting because we could see it's the same hole. So you just have to not make a judgment before it's definitely sorted out. So it is a great final. Now, loads of people were talking on Monday's show about what we're now naming Bannergate.
Bannergate.
And we're going to discuss that today. But 2 things I want to say. First of all, it was mentioned on the IFSC live stream. Charlie Bosco read out a statement about it. Mm-hmm. So it was talked about. It's not like everyone ignored it. We talked about it on a live Instagram post yesterday. So this is another one for who's not following us on Instagram? But there are some, maybe.
Well, we've got almost 120,000 on YouTube and 84,000 on Instagram. So there's a few of you not following on Instagram. So go and subscribe on Instagram right now.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you what I know from being involved with the IFSC a little bit. I'm not necessarily. We are going to talk about it a little bit, but I want to lay the facts down.
Go on then.
So
hit it.
This is what happened during the qualification. There was an appeal by a team to look at some athletes who had touched a banner, and those athletes were Adam Andra, Sean McCall, and Roman de Grange. Mm-hmm. During the appeal, when they were looking at it, they deemed that Roman de Grange and Sean McCall used the barrier. Yeah. Now, this is important to remember because a lot of people are saying, but Adam touched it as well. The rules don't talk about touching it. It just says it's not allowed, or whatever the exact rules are, to use the banner. Yeah. So from the judge's point of view, this is super straightforward. And they were quite surprised that it's causing all these problems because they had lots of different angles. And from what they could see, Sean McCall pushed off it, Roman de Grange pushed off it, Adam was above it. He did touch it. The guy I spoke to, the judge I talked to was like, he touched it, but he didn't use it. And that's the difference. Now, there is a debate to be had about why the banner was there in the first place. Yeah. Which you've got an opinion on, haven't you?
Well, I just don't think it should have been there, right? I think a lot of people agree it shouldn't have been there. I think it's... part of me thinks that, and then the other part of me thinks, well, those three guys, only three guys that got pulled up on it, and everybody else managed to do it without having to put their foot there. But when you watch Sean McCall, Romain Grant, and Adam Andra use that beta for that particular move, it looks like a very natural movement, just to kind of like, what's the word again? When you
push off.
No, but not even push off. When you just like
flag.
When you flag with your left foot. Sorry, I just a momentary lack of concentration. Anyway, when you flag with your left foot, it looked pretty natural. So it looked like they weren't trying to use it.
Yeah.
And it wasn't...
There's no suggestion they did it on purpose.
No, exactly. But I feel for them because why was the banner there? Like, I mean, I understand you have to put the banners and the sponsors have to have like, their place. They've got to be close enough.
People pay a huge amount of money to have those banners there.
Yeah. It's just like, it's really unfortunate. And for the Romain Grant fans, which is, I count myself as one of them, and also for the Sean McCall fans, I think it's definitely, I would feel aggrieved, for sure. Like, I'd feel aggrieved.
But there was a lot of talk on social media about, Adam's a Black Diamond athlete, that's why he did it. Like, I actually said that to a judge. I was like, has it got, what? Because I was like, it's controversial because he's a Black Diamond. And the judge got quite angry with me because, like, he was like, I do not care that he's a Black Diamond athlete. And I agree with him on this. Like, these guys are there. They're from lots of different countries. He's not sponsored by Black Diamond. He's totally independent. He doesn't care. All they're trying to do is, within the rules, make a decision. Now, in any sport, I mean, God, look at football, look at rugby. How much analysis do we make, or not we, but do commentators make about decisions?
Yeah.
They're controversial, they happen. And at the end of the day, a judge has to make a decision, and that's what they deemed. Now, whether, in my opinion, this word of using the banner, whether that needs to be clarified a bit more?
Yeah.
Perhaps.
It's a pretty grey area, I'd say.
Yeah, it's tricky, but I don't think there was definitely in no way anyone trying to screw anyone else over or trying to play a fast one.
Having said that, I do think like it's always the nature of these things that like so for example, if it's like in football, if we can use that kind of comparison again, if it was like Manchester United having the least amount of penalties kind of against them, there's always going to be some conspiracy because they've got the most money, they're the richest club in the world, they're the best team in the world, like the referees are more intimidated by them perhaps kind of thing. So I think regardless of like the Black Diamond connection, which I think is kind of more coincidence than anything, people will still would make like a conspiracy because it's Andra, they let him through kind of thing. So I like, what's the world if not for a couple of conspiracies and that kind of stuff, and fair enough. I think it needs to be discussed, but I think I do agree. I don't think there's anything that like in that. I think it's the judges made a call, and I think unfortunately a banner was where possibly it shouldn't have been, but those are the rules. Them's the rules, but we're going to talk. We spoke about it. Yeah, and people were like annoyed that we didn't speak about it before.
It's not what we didn't. We just didn't feel it because it was a highlight finals show. Yeah, and that was a qualifying.
We kind of wanted to keep it for this one, so we'd have the written
this is what the new show is when you debate.
Yeah, exactly. And plus, I'm a better presenter than Charlie Bosco, so.
You are. Cool. Okay, so hopefully that's not cleared up, but like given our stance on Bannergate, let's move on. What else news?
Next up, we have got we've got Dumbarton Rhapsody. Arguably one of the hardest trad routes in the world. In Scotland, Dumbarton has been climbed by a Frenchman. French climber Jérôme Pouvreau has repeated Rhapsody E11, while Florence Pinet climbed Requiem E8-6B. Pouvreau worked the route on a top rope for 3 days before sending it first go, placing all the gear. At the same time, Florence Pinet sent Requiem, which shares the same overhanging crack line before breaking off right at the top. So, that's kind of big news. It's kind of slipped under the radar a little bit, but I found that on Planet Mountain. Thanks, Planet Mountain. Anyway, that route is notoriously difficult. I'm impressed that he sent it first go whilst leading. I've
been to that crag, climbed to that crag, and there's two things to remember. One is that the rock itself is I don't know what it is about it, but it's so glassy. It's this weird, it's almost like slate, but more slippery. It's so horrible to climb. Also, it's like that overhanging. It's unbelievably steep.
And then if you've seen that James Pearson film,
all the Dave McLeod's.
And obviously Dave McLeod made the first ascent, but then did Dave McLeod do the big whipper?
Yeah.
He did
many times.
Yeah. It's an impressive whipper. So, but anyway, this guy, Jérôme, who I've got to be honest, I've never heard of before, but fair play. He didn't take the whipper. He sent it first time, which is impressive. After 3 days of working, of course. Next up, we brought The 9B counter has made it out of the office to Innsbruck.
So here it is. Now, a couple of weeks ago, I said we were going to interview. I can't believe we brought this.
I mean, we've got
Serious dedication. Anyway, I said that we were going to speak to Adam Andra, and I said that it was high on my priority list to talk about the 9B counter, and I did. I'm sure you haven't seen it, but we have something at EpicTV called the 9B counter, where we put the athletes who have climbed 9B this year, and you are currently leading it. And a lot of people ask us all the time about this and about you. So I just want to tell you this competition exists. It finishes at Christmas. So if you could just possibly squeeze in another 9B anytime soon, that means you'll have 3, and it means you're definitely going to win. So next time you need motivation, like extra motivation, it's there. Yeah, I'll send you some links and you can watch
I hope I will get done at least one this year.
Well, it would be good. And also every single week I have to talk about the fact that no one's done one this week. So if you could just step it up a little bit, that would be good for me.
Can't believe you did that.
Feel like it was important.
Told him to put his finger out.
It was important. He needs to get on with it. I need to put things on. We need to put things on the 9B counter.
Tell him to put his finger out what? Right, from the 9B counter to a brand new climbing gym opening up in London. This time last year, you went to London.
Yep, I did.
With a cameraman and filmed some stuff in a climbing gym.
Well, at that stage, it was an empty space with a few walls on it. It was very, very far from being done, but they have now finished it.
Yeah. Last year when we visited Yonder, it was nothing more than a big space with lots of stuff in it. Now we're very glad to announce that Yonder has opened its doors on September the 10th. Yonder is blurring the lines between work and play by combining a co-working space and workshop with a climbing wall and yoga studio. They also have a cafe bar with local beer, food and coffee, and we can't wait to visit ourselves when we're back in London. For any more info, visit thisisyonder.com. Yonder. That is a very cool looking climbing gym. And if you're around that area, why don't you go and have a visit and drink some beer and work, play some pool, table tennis, and if there's anything else you can do there, do it.
That's kind of us done now. So we're in Innsbruck all week. We're doing a load of stuff. So we were shooting with, as we said, Adam Andra today.
Yep.
We're doing shows around the whole of Innsbruck. We're going climbing with some Black Diamond athletes on Thursday. Tomorrow we're filming some paraclimbers. It's super busy and there's tons of stuff coming. So do bear with us if things are a little bit... I mean, I'm trying to do social media, but it's busy time. So,
yeah.
But keep in touch with Instagram and all that kind of stuff throughout.
We're going to try and go live another couple of times on Instagram.
Yeah, for sure. We're trying to do it every day, just as an update.
We went live last night and that was great. A lot of you joined us. So yeah, just keep in touch on our Instagram. Follow that if you want. We'll put a link in the description. Coldhouse Media, to talk about them?
Yeah, there's Coldhouse Media videos on the homepage. They're cracking along in Madagascar. Their first one from Madagascar.
First one for a while.
Yeah.
We saw Josh the other day.
We did.
He's here.
He's cool.
Yeah, he's
I was a
cool.
little bit starstruck.
Really?
Well, I must have looked at his face like twice a week. Like I cut edits of his face.
True.
I think I love him.
Right. See you later. You're right.
Yeah.
Have fun.